So over 20,000 emails related to the Epstein case have been made public, and there are a few in there that are making their rounds. Note that these are not the full official files that everyone's been asking about and waiting on. Those are still nowhere to be found. But out of all of these emails, this is the one that everyone's been talking about. It's an email exchange between Jeffrey Epstein and his brother Mark, and this is how it goes. So we have Mark writing to Jeffrey asking, how are you doing? A while back you mentioned that you were pre-diabetic. Has anything changed with that? What is your boy Donald up to now? Jeffrey hits him back with, all good, Bannon with me, referring to Steve Bannon, a former White House advisor who served in the first few months of President Trump's first administration. And here's the one. Mark then replies with, ask him, referring to Bannon, if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. What? Bubba is a common nickname given to Bill Clinton, and he's even referred to as Bubba Clinton in a few of these emails. And Jeffrey responds with, and I thought I had Thesaurus, which I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it's basically a Yiddish term for problems. Yiddish being a Judeo-German language. Mark hits him back with, you and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. I don't even want to try to explain that. Jeffrey replies with, you mean Donnie T? And then Mark gets back with, I'd rather be in Donnie D's shoes. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe one of you guys can let me know. But now everyone's asking, does Putin really have photos of Trump doing that? This sure does give a whole new meaning to his big, beautiful bill. Mark Epstein, who's still alive, actually surprisingly responded to these claims, saying the message was being misread, that they were simply part of a humorous private exchange between two brothers and were never meant for public release or to be interpreted as serious remarks. Adding, for the avoidance of doubt, the reference to Bubba in this correspondence is not in any way a reference to former President Bill Clinton. And then Mark's spokesperson said that Bubba is a private individual who is not a public figure. So there is a Bubba. And everyone's just trying to connect the dots and make a whole thing out of this, which is just insane, but is also probably taking away from the severity of the other emails that were leaked. But then the White House official account starts posting stuff like this for apparent damage control just a few days after the emails got released, which honestly makes it look even more sus, and I don't know if this is like a giant publicity stunt for them, but that's what they did. And this is also a real photo taken in June 2000 at Trump Tower in New York of Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. There have been a lot of AI edits of this, but the original photo is real. At the end of the day, maybe these emails really were just a joke, who knows? Referring to only this exchange in particular, specifically that message. There are some very disturbing emails in this leak of 20,000 that are definitely not a joke and should be taken very seriously. And maybe this whole Bubba thing is just a distraction from what's really hidden in those emails. Maybe this message in particular was real and those pics really do exist, or maybe Mark was just joshing around. Like, be honest, we all say stuff a lot worse than this among our friends. Like, how cooked would you be if your group chat got leaked?